Standing up in McKinney. This is According to Callus, episode 636, coming to you on the 13th of May, the year of our Lord, 2023. Oh, wait a minute. It's 2024, isn't it? Yes, and it's a Mother's Day Monday, right? So let me just tell you, I spent the last weekend in Abilene, which I guess technically is West Texas, or at least where the West begins. And my daughter number 2 is now a college graduate, and unfortunately that means Mother's Day kind of got sidelined. But we will make it up to Mrs. Callus because that's just what we do. And for all the rest of you mothers out there, thank you for doing your job, because without you, none of us would be here. And just in case we're not clear, yeah, you need fathers. You need men too, but the mother does the lion's share of the bringing the baby here. So that's where that stands. All right. So happy Mother's Day. Do any of you that are still listening? All right. Before we get on to the Monday show here, let me remind you, the biggest thing that you can do to help me to make a difference is to share and subscribe to this program. Follow it. Tab the notifications, do all that good stuff. Join us over at the social media of your choice. I have a page and a group at Facebook. I am a pro at Gab. I still dabble at MeWe, and for now, my program is still up over at YouTube. Go to your podcatcher of choice, subscribe to the program. It makes a big difference. The algorithms are not our friend, and they've been working overtime to depress my numbers. But you know what? I'm not depressed. I'm here. I'm going to continue to do what I do, which is talk about McKinney, Collin County in the context of Texas and how all that works with the world that's going on around us. Now, it's been a strange, several days since my last episode. I took Thursday and Friday off to go out to Abilene, essentially. This week is a prep week for the vaunted Republican State Convention, so I'm hoping to get at least 3 episodes out this week. There's just a lot going on, and next week I'm going to be gone. Next week, best case, I might do a little on-scene reporting. I just don't know how reasonable that is, and I don't know what I'm going to have time for. But anything that happens next week will be a bonus, if you will. So what does that mean for you right now? Right now, we're going to talk about prep for the convention, the finishing up school, what that means, summer being right around the corner, and priorities. Well, priority number 1 is show up to the state convention if you are so inclined. Let your voices be heard, and perhaps some of our elected officials will give us the time of day. That is all we can do. There's nothing more. Priority number 2, go vote in the runoff for the Republican Party primaries. Now, look, I realize that some of my listeners are not Republicans. In fact, I imagine I have a fair share of libertarian voters or people that just don't vote anymore. And I hear you. I do. I respect you guys and your choices. But for those of you that are going to go vote in the Republican primary, a reminder, early voting is the week of the 20th, 7 to 7, Monday through Friday. That's it. Election day is May the 28th, also 7 to 7. You have a choice for your U.S. House Representatives, District in 32. That is a runoff. My Collin County Patriots that I belong to has decided to endorse Darrell Day. I don't know David Blewett. I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other. So my default answer is my friends over at Collin County Patriots did all this work. I will trust them. State Board of Education, District 12, also in a runoff. There's Pam Little, who's been there for 2 terms. Heard good things, heard not so good things. I don't have a strong opinion. However, Jamie Coleman, her is her opponent, and my buddy Kyle has vouched for her, and I have thrown my support behind her as well, because if for no other reason, it's always good to have fresh blood. Senate District 30, there's just a little piece, most of Frisco actually for that matter, that is in Collin County. Guess what? You've got a guy that lives in District 12 running in District 30 who also nearly ran the Denton County Republican Party into the ground single-handedly. Fortunately, somebody by the name of J.C. Yarbrough is running against him. And if you should happen to vote in that runoff, the Collin County Patriots has endorsed him as well, and I come along for that ride. State Representative District 33, we've got Katrina Pearson against the other guy. Again, I'm voting. Collin County Patriots and myself both think that your best option is to go with fresh blood. State Representative District 61. I'm not sure why I think we've got all these state senators in runoffs. We do not. 61, Carissa Richardson is the choice of the Collin County Patriots. I do not disagree. District Judge, 401st Court, the Collin County Patriots has endorsed Kim Lassiter. I don't have a strong opinion either way for either one of these candidates, but based upon the people I have spoken to, Kim Lassiter seems to be the slightly better choice. Joel Petruzio and I have tried to get together to do a interview a number of times, at least talking about it. Being that hasn't happened, I have no confidence on countermanding the folks over at Collin County Patriots. And, of course, for Collin County GOP Chairman Shelby Williams, hands down, not even close. Whatever manufactured crisis has been put upon him this time, dismiss it. There's no there, in my opinion. And I know nothing special or in depth about that situation, but I do know from what the plain reading of the law is that he allegedly broke and what was offered, there was no monetary value ascribed to that. So for that reason alone, I call nonsense. And just to be clear, I do not dislike his opponent. I certainly hope that she sticks around and finds something else to do within the party in the event that Shelby is successful. And if she is successful, well, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm trying to be the good, loyal Republican. The loyal opposition is, as if you have never heard me say that before, the loyal opposition means, while I don't necessarily support you, I am not going to work against you. I'm not going to badmouth you. And if you should win, I'm going to work with you because you're on my team. I just wish that the, dozen or so people that have nothing but time on their hands to beat up on a successful guy that's running for the same seat could see clear to do the same thing. But I guess that's asking for too much. All right. So next week's the convention. So I'm going to be on the state platform committee. Once again, I will be serving on state affairs and I will be serving on the finance committees. I'm not entirely sure what's all going on with the finance committee. I am looking forward to learning about that and perhaps helping to, how do I want to phrase this? Look forward to a more freedom-orientated future when it comes to finance, including transactional gold and a couple other things that maybe, just maybe, could be done, including the resolution that was killed by the state Senate, which is very unusual. Usually our state Senate tends to be more conservative or slightly freedom-orientated compared to our Texas House, but that was not the case. They were wanting to add to the Texas Bill of Rights the right of the people to own, hold, and use mutually agreed upon medium of exchange, including cash, coin, bullion, digital currency, or privately issued script when trading and contracting for goods and services shall not be infringed. No government shall prohibit or encumber the ownership or holding of any form of amount of money or other currency. I'm not really sure how you couldn't pass that, but we will revisit this, I'm sure. And over in state affairs, we will be surely dealing with the plank that has to do with Texas independence. Yeah. You never heard me talk about that before, huh? But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. We are going to do everything we can to continue the march towards liberty in Texas and continue to build upon a culture of independence and preserving and growing state sovereignty. Whether or not that ever leads to full independence, in my mind, is less relevant than positive gains each and every year. All right. So if you're at the state convention in San Antonio, come and find me. I'll be around. Just ask for Callis. I'm sure somebody will point me out. That being said, I am pleased to announce my daughter has finished her degree in communications, and hopefully she'll find something that suits her and that she can find to be successful in going forward. The COVID school time is now done and over, and assuming that the next spate of crazy that we're due this year for the election cycle will not completely destroy and derail her plans. Summer being right around the corner, so I'll get back from the state convention, and lo and behold, it'll be nearly time for summer. That's right, June will be here upon us, and as I have in the past, I will probably take a week off and run some kind of, I hesitate to call it a best of show, but let's call it flashback show or something, either in the month of June or July. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting. I'm really not even slowing down. I've got just a lot of things going on, but you have to take time. You have to take the time. And when summer's right on the corner, if you don't spend some time in the summer with your family, you got to ask yourself, why are we doing what we're doing? All right, that brings us to the last point for today, right? Priorities. So this can be attacked in a number of different ways, and we're just going to deal with this on the onset. The state Republican Party will have 8 priorities when we're done with the convention that they will be putting forth to the state legislature. I don't have any say on any of those, but I will tell you that if we're not pushing sovereignty, if we're not pushing liberty in at least half of them, why? What's the point? Those priorities matter. Those priorities at least have a 50-50 shot of being passed this next session. We have to do the right thing. All right. Next thing, other priorities, right? So look, I spend a lot of time dealing with politics, political stuff. I spend, I have a full-time day job that, this time of year is usually picking up quite a bit. And I have put in long hours to take care of my day job. I have this little side gig here with this podcast where, just to be clear, I still make no money off of it. So let's just set that one aside. But I still put in, I would say 10 to 15 hours a week doing this. And sometimes it's a little more, but 10 to 15 hours is a lot of time for something you're not getting paid for. But it is a labor of love, and I think we're making a difference. We continue to grow the audience. We continue to get the word out. We continue to push the agenda. We have our own agenda. Our agenda is liberty, sovereignty, right? Independence. These are all positive things that really, depending on where you're at, but if you're anywhere from center left to far right, you should be able to support any of these things. But it is also a priority that you have to take time with your family. You have to take time with your extended family. You have to focus on your own community out your back door. Less time with the committee, Stephen, more time with the community. Yes, I know. Whether it's your church, your local clubs, whatever it is, that is the time. You've got face-to-face time with people. You interact, you build a relationship, and it's through relationships that you get things done. That's where you can make a difference. And I would encourage you, my dear listeners, take the time. Invest it in your community. Invest it in your extended family, in your church. Build up those relationships. That's where the change happens. That's where we can make our mark. That's where we can be heard. That's where the impact can be felt. All those other little catch lines in there, that is where we have the greatest impact. So now I'm quickly approaching 15 minutes into this program, and let me just tell you. In the interest of time, this is a prep week after all, I'm going to cut it short tonight. It's not that I don't have more to say. It's not that I couldn't prattle on for another 15 minutes. It's just that I have other things I need to get done. I know you do too. So remember, prioritize what you're doing. Focus on the things that you can change and directly affect you. Don't get lost in the politics. And enjoy the time with your family, particularly as they finished up with their school for the year or graduated, whatever the case may be, and enjoy your summer. Because I'm here to tell you, if you don't take time off, if you don't invest in your family, your extended family, everything that we do just doesn't seem to matter. And with that, this has been According to Callus, and I will see you on the other side.